Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, last October 15th, 17th and 19th of 2022, I put out a series of 3 videos, how to reduce Jamaica's murder rate. And it was in part 1, part 2 and part 3. So that was 11 months ago. Now, I am putting out another one of such videos. This one is not so much because I'm repeating what I said there. I'm trying to repeat what I said there. In this video, what I'm doing is to give more details as to how it can be done. However, let me state this. After giving these details in this video, everything that I'm stating here can never be tried again. Or is going to be tried, but it will never be as successful. Here's the reason why. The details that I'm giving now, once they are known, or once they are made public, the murderers are also going to share the video. And they will know how to counteract everything that I would be suggesting. But the only reason why I feel confident putting it out now is because I know for sure, 100% sure, that no government would ever even try to do anything different from what they are doing now. So therefore, might as well I put out the full program that I had in mind so that John public can look at it and see if they think that this thing could have worked in a more minute detail than I had set out before. So here goes. But before I get into it, let me say something. There are a lot of naysayers out there. Naysayers who lacks creativity, who lacks critical thinking, who think that everything that exists or can exist already exists. Therefore, they are not willing to try anything new. There is nothing that they think that can be done to solve crime. It is just what it is. But I need to say this. Inside the brain, the places where neurons connect and communicate with other synapses in the brain, let me tell you, each neuron has anywhere between a few hundreds to hundreds of thousands of synaptic connections. And these connections can be within themselves connect to neighboring neutrons and neurons and so on. Now, I said that to say this. No, I'm not trying to bore you. But I said that to say this. On the brain scan, if you're scanning a person's brain, when they are trying to create something new, or they're trying to invent something or solve a problem, the whole brain lights up. The creativity part of the brain lights up, and you see the flashing synapses and the neurons and the interconnection that the electrons are kicking in the brain once they're trying to create something, like solving problems or anything. On the other hand, put that same person under those same brain scans and tell them to make an excuse. You see virtually no movement. Virtually no movement within the brain whatsoever. In other words, it takes virtually zero brain power to make an excuse. And most of these people who are trying to solve crime are virtually brain dead. They will try nothing new because they think that everything has already been done and nothing else can be done, and it's easier for them to make an excuse. It's easier for them to shut their brain down, or maybe they were already crayfish brain from morning and the neurons couldn't even have fired to create anything, to even look at anything creative in the first place. So they are going to make excuses, which takes zero brain power. So they may look at some of what I'm seeing here, and the people who are going to come on and hear and say this can't work and that can't work, believe me, they are crayfish brain. You know why? Where the excrement for a crayfish is held in his head. I say no more on that. But no man, I need to say one thing. Do you know that in 1889, Charles H. Dewell, this man called Charles H. Dewell, who was the commissioner of the United States Patent Office, he was the one who every patent in the United States, it was submitted to him for him to check them and then register them. And you know what he said in 1889? He stated that everything that has ever been invented has already been invented. So therefore, there is so little left to invent that in a few years, 3 to 5 years, the patent office would have to be closed down and he would be out of a job, because in 1889 there was nothing left to invent. This was the days before aeroplane, before cars, before elevators, before skyscrapers, before computers, before literally everything. And millions of patents have come through and millions more are left to come. And this man, so most of these people who will come on here and say nothing can't be done, they are brain dead and they think like Charles H. Dewell. Now, having said that, let me go into what I need to say. The first thing that should have been done to stop the murder rate would be by forming a new intelligence agency, a real intelligence agency this time. Not the little dibby stupid breakaway like the little police sub-offices that they have now, which specialize in nothing. We would form a dedicated intelligence agency with the specific mandate of finding the violence producers and neutralizing any threat that's coming from them by any means necessary. Any means necessary. And the shorter and simplest way of doing it, the better. The most inexpensive way, the better. Quick, inexpensive, quick and fast. So this agency, the first person I would call and to run this agency or to head this agency would be this Jamaican guy called Wilfred Rattigan. Now, Wilfred Rattigan, for those of you who have been on my channel for a while, will know of this man, and because I've widely elaborated on his proficiency and his outlook towards Jamaica and all of that. So I would take a chance on him being the head of this agency. Having said that, this doesn't mean that Wilfred Rattigan is the magic bullet. But I think he would go a far way in doing it because he has the experience and he has the mindset of a third world country, which is a totally different mindset from how Jamaicans think. And I must say this too. Remember that Rattigan may be a foreign agent, He may be just coming here to spy because his loyalty may be with the United States. But that is left to be seen, and that is a chance we would have to take if we want to try and get the best of the best. Now, the very, very first thing this agency would have to do is to stop the guns from coming into the country. Because let us face it, the guns coming into Jamaica are coming not through the ports like the airport and the wharf. They are coming in through small inlets, small islands, and on the ordinary beaches. And when I say this, I mean fishing beaches. Because right now, have we ever noticed that no matter how many guns we take off the streets, there are still countless guns on the streets just the same, no matter how much we take off, which means that the guns are coming in and they are coming in quick and fast and they are flooding the country. And if these guns are flooding the country to that extent, then what does it mean? It means that the route that these weapons are coming in is safe and secure and is not being disrupted. Now, the first thing we would need to do is to target the fishing beaches, because I strongly believe, based on the current evidence and the current level of guns that are flooding into the country, that they are coming in at the fishing beaches. How we will do that? The first thing we will do is to get some men on the beach. Men that are there to spy on fishing boats. You would have used, because this can't use no more because once we publish it now. You would have gotten some men, the men who sweep up the beach, the men who scale the fish, the girls who walk on there and do plot up here, of tourists and so on. The men who just stay there and hustle. You would pay those men a policeman's salary. Every month they get the salary of a constable, with increments if possible, as many as possible, just to stay on the beach and watch. You would have several men. So Raytown Fishing Beach, Greenwich Farm Fishing Beach, St. Catherine, every one of the fishing beaches, Old Harbour, every fishing beach in Jamaica, you would have spy. 2 spies at least, maybe 3. And these men's job is to tell us what's going on in terms who they suspect, get names, get dates, get photographs and everything. But you're going to recruit people who are already on the beach, who are well known and trusted by everybody. And those are the people you're going to use. And get as much information as to who is doing what. And believe me, these men will take the job, and these men will give information, and we will know who is doing what, and we can swoop down on them and get to the bottom of that. So that is how we would do that. It's not limited to a certain type of person or a certain individual on the beach. It can be anybody. It could be another fisherman who, tired of the madness, or a salesperson who sells fish. Doesn't matter, but somewhere, somehow, all we have to do is to find somebody, or find people who are willing to talk. Now, we would infiltrate all other sectors of society in the same way. Specific people who I would have targeted would be like hairdressers, beauty parlors. Here's the reason why: beauty parlors. We know that when women sit down in beauty parlors, they talk. They talk their own business, they talk other people's business, they talk everybody's business. And everything you want to know about people's lives, and not only they talk only their personal life and other people's lives, and they talk. So all you have to do is to raise. So we will recruit people who plot here and do here and make up in beauty parlors, target them, give them a police salary. Exactly every month they get their salary, goes right into their account. Their job is to feel out every customer and see who they know and what they know, and they'll be given specific questions to ask, and we build up a record of all that they know so we can coordinate it. Also, inside these communities, we will have barmaids. These barmaids in all of these bars across Jamaica, and these pubs, these sports bars, all you have to do, when men drunk, they talk. When men drunk, especially if they have a pretty girl in front of them that they want, or that they like, or they want to show off, how big the gun is, and which robbery they have done, what they'll do, they will try to show off on the barmaid, and she will know specifically who to target, because these agencies might specifically send men, of course, in there just to have a drink. Lure them there, because there are more ways to hang dog. They're not going to come out and just send them there, but they'll know how to get them there. And people like those, the little man who sell him little weed on the corner. You know him running from police because him doing something illegal, but at the same time, him nobody not going to suspect him. You know, so he can be a source of good information because this is on the street selling him weed, or the little girl selling a little illegal cash pot. She can be your agent, passing on information. People see her on the street, not troubling her. She's part of the community. Everybody know her, respect her, know say our family is so, and therefore what? She's one of us. So they're not going to suspect her. You look for people who are not going to be suspected. People who live in the community, grows with the community, and who everybody loves and respects. And I put us some examples. And of course, you're going to go to the village lawyer, because you see the village lawyer now, everybody come to the village lawyer for all the elaboration and all the news. And the village lawyer give him his opinion or her opinion on everything. So the village lawyer who sit down and lap tail with everybody, him know everybody business or she know everybody business, they will get information. And all those information from across the entire island can be coordinated. One of the critical components also is to go into the prisons, look for prisoners who are serving long sentences for murder or gun crimes. These are the persons who would need to be recruited also. You go into the prison a few weeks or months before these persons are released from prison, and you make them a deal, cut them a deal. I'm going to give you a police salary every single month. You're going on the books, and this is your salary every month. This is your chance to come clean. But here, your job is to go down there, and you are going to sell out all of the bad guys. For every bad guy you sell out, you get 250,000. For every one of them that we find and get rid of, you get 250,000 on top of your regular pay. On top of your regular monthly pay. So that will be an incentive to make some men go straight. So you have to go into the belly of the beast. And don't tell me that it cannot be done. Because every man has his price. Every single man on the face of this earth has his price. So let's make that clear. Every single human being, there's no human being on earth that doesn't have a price. You just have to be able to meet that price. And those men that we actually find and target, who are violence producers, when you find them, you have inside man, inside your gang, that lure them to a certain part to go commit a crime, and the police will be there waiting for them, or this agency people will be there waiting for them to dirt them. And when they do that, because this agency, as I said, is not there to carry in anybody. It's not there to hug up and go to court with anybody. It's there for one reason. Get rid of you, slap you away quick and fast. Once you are on their radar, that's it. They get all the information, coordinate every information, confirm that you are who you are and you are doing what is alleged that you are doing. That's it. Another thing they could do is to set up cameras outside on light poles, for example, outside the residence of people who you are targeting, and then you monitor the entrance to see who comes and who goes. So if you go to a home where that gunmen are, and they tell you that they haven't seen them for 10, 12 months, you just have the camera set up outside their premises, and you have something, of course, that will check license plates to see which car drive up there. They can trace back that car to whoever. And when the car drive up and they leave, police draw down on the vehicle and just check the documents of the owner by routine. So they won't even know that it's because they visit there why their documents are being checked. Because you want to know who drive the car. And by doing so, you will get a better picture of how the network is set up, who visit who, and who connected to where. And of course, included in that will be face recognition technology. Now, none of what I'm saying here is science fiction. Everything I'm saying here are things that goes on in every law enforcement agencies across the world. This is reality. So I'm not inventing the wheel. I'm inventing anything that has never been tried before. These are just things that has never been tried in Jamaica. So we will have a team somewhat like Chucky Brown. With Chucky Brown, because Chucky Brown, of course, people who think like that, whose job it is to just go around and just relieve the world of these charismites. That's their job. No other job. And also, people who are on the police most wanted list, once you're on the police most wanted list, is dirt for you. We do not care whether you're innocent or not, because as far as we're concerned, no innocent man makes the police most wanted list. You cannot make the police most wanted list if you are innocent. It doesn't work that way. And I want somebody, if somebody disagree, tell me under what scenario an innocent man is going to make the police most wanted list. And when you tell me that one thing, for every one thing I can tell you 10 reasons. I'm going to give you 10 reasons why he deserved to be on there. Also, as it relates to this special team, nobody who is found with a gun is going to be taken in alive. Once you're found with a gun, even if you dash it away and run, dirt settings, straight. Those are this is the specific terms under which this intelligence agency, this group, will operate and target the family of the gunmen. Because believe me, this network, these gunmen can't be doing all the things they do without the support of family, girlfriend mostly, a lot of times mothers, brothers, sisters. Protect these gunmen. They are their source of food, information, all their things. They do their laundry, because remember, bad man no wash him own clothes or cook him own food. Bad man just sit down and relax, do what him for do in the day, and then go out and murder people and come back and have an easy life. And he cannot do that. So most of the things that these gunmen are doing is because they have the support of family. And one of the ways in which we can intimidate these family members to let them cut off these gunmen is to send a letter to the United States Embassy listing all the names of all the family members that these gunmen have, and send them a list and say, if these people come to you for a visa, do not give anybody from this family, because this is a family who supports gunmen and they are evil and you don't want them in your country. And every time, ask the Canadian, US, or any other government of any country across the Caribbean, this is one thing about Jamaicans. They love to travel and they love to get the visa. And if they feel that the American government is going to collaborate with you and get your information before issuing visas to see if they have any connection with any bad people, and refuse the visa, believe me, these people will either turn in their gunman family to protect themselves, and they're possibly being able to travel. So those are some of the things that we would do, because once we do those things, believe me, we will get rid of a lot of the criminal elements in the society, and crime will drop tremendously. Just to recap, one of the first things, if there are less guns, there will be less shootings. So that's why one of the first things to do would be to make sure that we stop the guns from coming in. Guys, like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.